Monday. Welcome back. Another wonderful week of yoga coming at you. I'm going to do my best today. I'm actually not sure how well the internet connection will hang on for me, so if we have to shorten things up, we will. I'm just kind of living on a prayer here today. The internet's been in and out in this building a lot lately, so sometimes I don't know until we get started what exactly is going to happen, so we'll do our best. Aside from that, trying to keep with the theme of doing a pretty well-rounded Monday practice just to get your body moving. I always say, get your blood pumping, get that prana, that energy, just kind of swishing around in there. And it is a moon day today. If you are someone who tends to practice according to the moon cycle, then you probably already know that it's often recommended on a full moon or a new moon to take things very easily, to be kind to your body. And it doesn't mean that you can't have a strong practice. It just is a good time to pay extra attention to what's happening in your body, extra attention to the signals that are coming at you. So keep your ears and eyes open when it comes to all those minor details today, because they are important as always. One thing that we are never going to ignore is the breath. It is the number one piece of the puzzle that sets this aside as yoga, right? Without the breathing, it's really just stretching. And the connection to the breath is what keeps us present in our bodies and helps us to connect to what's happening as we make the different shapes. So I encourage you to start there and make that your goal as often as possible. Just keep listening to the sound and the feel of the breath. So let's start with some breathing. We're going to begin in child's pose. Just sink your hips back towards your heels. Let your whole body relax and get comfortable. If it helps to close your eyes, just draw your focus, your attention, your awareness inward. Slowly breathing down. Start to lengthen and deepen each inhale. And work to get all of your exhalation out. So try that a few times. Fill up. Exhale, empty out. Two or three more. When you feel like you've set a pretty maintainable rhythm with your breath, then start to move slowly up onto the hands and knees. Work yourself into a tabletop position here, so on all fours. And then let's make some big hip circles to get things moving this morning. So deep inhale, we're going to take it around to the right. And you just swing almost right back through that child's pose position and pull it around the front. So inhale. Exhale is going to push you around the back side of that circle. And then let the shoulders and the spine loosen up a little bit. Doesn't have to be so rigid. Make those movements. You might even feel a little bit of that cat and cow shape make its way through your spine. Keep going. 3, 2. And 1. Around to the front paws there. Arch your back, tuck your tail all the way to a full cat back. And drop your belly. Lift your gaze, back and forth 2 more times. Chakravakasana, or moving back and forth. Some spinal flexion. 1 more time. We're going to do a lot of work with moving the spine around today. Just trying to unlock some potential energy there. Go around to the left. Same thing. And all the way around. Inhale, the front side of the circle. Exhale, back and around. Connect your breath. Fluid movement. When we're talking about a moon practice, we're talking about the energy in the body that is very yin, right? The moon side is the yin side. The cooler, softer, creative, kind of watery element of the body. And just like the moon controls all the water in the world, the tides, the oceans, it controls the water in your body as well. So I'm just gonna tap into that fluidity. Keep those movements soft, supple. Good. 1 more time, we're just moving through those cat and cow stretches. Arch the back. This time as you come all the way through to your cat, take a look in for your navel. Pull that navel up nice and tight. Everything behind and below the belly button comes to life. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, engage. And then tuck your toes and change from a cat to a dog as you lift your hips. And start to warm up that first downward facing dog, however you like to do it. Twisting the hips and heels. Just letting the body just swivel around and start to settle into the shape. Give your heart a good push back towards your thighs. And bring your gaze forward and slowly just start to walk your feet up behind your hands. Easy does it. Nice, comfortable little stroll to the top of your mat. And when you get there, just let your whole body hang loose and heavy. Keep the arms like wet spaghetti. And if there is an arm variation you want to make here, you're more than welcome to. Get into the shoulders a little. Ragdoll, chest expansion, or even just wrapping your arms around your legs. And then release it with your fingertips on the ground. Come on down to a little crouch and curl position. So you're just gonna tuck in. We're gonna see this position a few times today because it is part of the moon salutation, which we are going to start moving through here in a moment. Quick coffee break for me. Go. And so when we find this crouch and curl, it's called, we really want to focus today on rounding the back as much as you possibly can. So forehead in toward the kneecaps, fingertips or flat palms. If you can get flat palms on the ground, really push into your hands, you can stretch further down into your lumbar spine. And then lift your gaze. We'll see that again here in just a moment. On your exhale, lift your hips. Fold, swing your feet a little closer together, maybe all the way to touch. Right. Roll and stack your way up to stand tall. Easy does it. Good. Coming all the way up to find standing. Roll your shoulders back and down. Loosen up the neck. And then here we go, Chandra Namaskara. We're going to go through this a couple different times today, probably about 5 times. And we'll add some things in, keep it interesting, but it really is the repetition of moon salutation that brings to life the efficiency. You'll really start to feel it. The more you do it, the more you want to do it, right? The better it feels each time. So starting at the top of your mat, I've stepped back just so that I stay in frame for you, but we'll start at the top. When you're ready, sweep the arms up and over. You're gonna find your left wrist with your right hand, and then pull across your body, make a little crescent moon type of shape. Side body lengthener here. Keep pressing down all 10 toes firmly into the ground. Try not to shift your weight too far. Back through the middle, switch. Now you stretch your right side. So you'll notice that a lot of things are going to start with the left side leading the way, because the left side of your body is the moon side of your body, the inside. Stretch up through the middle, baby back bend, and then take a big dive all the way down. Hold that forward fold. First time we're going to go really slow here, so just an extra breath in your fold. And then inhale, gaze out. Right here, crouching curl, get low. Squeeze everything in. Here's where you're going to pull your forehead towards your kneecaps, round your back, get that stretch from your tailbone to the nape of your neck. And then inhale. Lift the gaze. Left foot is the only foot that we are ever going to step with, so you won't get confused. Left foot's always going to make the step. Take a big step back, find a lunge. Now what you do with your lunge is up to you. That's the creative side of the moon salute, is that there are no real rules here. Just some kind of lunge that feels good. You can bring your hands up, you can keep your hands on your thigh, you can even hold this lower lunge position. We'll just breathe for 3. You might feel like you want to put a little twist in there. Trust those instincts. Listen to what your body's asking for. 2. And 1 more full breath in. And then on the exhalation, both hands come back and you go right to downward facing dog. Try not to drag your front foot, rather pick it up and bring it with you. Good. Down dog. Exhale completely. And from your downward facing dog, drop down to your knees. And then one of 2 things is going to happen here. Either you're going to come all the way up to stand on your knees, put your hands on your hips or your low back, or, I'm just turning to the side for your benefit here, or you can sit down on your heels, put your hands behind you, and lift your body up in a little bit lower version of camel stretch. That one's a little bit more of a heart opener. So you pick which one you want to do, half or full, Ustrasana, camel stretch. Another little back bend, so here comes that spinal flexion again. Inhale. Exhale. Release wherever you're at. Hips to the heels. Take it into child's pose. Hands slide out in front. Full exhale 3 times. 2 and 1. Take a little peek forward. Slide and slither like a snake on your belly, all the way out. And then on your inhale, lift up, just like a snake, because cobra comes next, right? So it's a smaller back bend. Elbows are still in. Fingertips can be out in front or back alongside your bottom ribs, either way. Keep everything from your belly button on down on the ground, just like a snake. Right? Lift up, and exhale, release. We're gonna put 3 of them in here today so that we really get some strengthening work as well. Inhale up. If you had to pick up your hands, you could, right? Double check. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Inhale. All right. And now we're just gonna go in reverse. So hit the rewind button here, take it up and back, child's pose, and stay right there for 3. 2. 1. On your inhale, bring your chest up. Either gonna come up and stand on your knees, or you're gonna sit back on your heels, hands on your hips or hands behind you on the mat. Ustrasana, camel pose, little back bend, big back bend, Find a way to open up your heart center. 3, 2, 1. Release. Wherever you're at, land on your hands and knees, tuck your toes, right back to downward facing dog. Gaze forward, left foot, remember, is the stepper, so left foot's gonna step up this time. Through the hands, back knee can come down, any version of a lunge that you prefer here. Do what feels good to you. You've got lots of creative license to just move freely. If you're not sure what to do, listen to your breath. It'll usually tell you. If your breath is really smooth and coming pretty easily today, then generally means you've got a little bit more space to work with in your body. If it's hard to focus on your breath or just breathing a little bit short or shallow, then keep the posture simple so that there's not so much to think about. One more breath wherever you are, and then you're gonna release. Both hands to the mat, gaze forward, still going in reverse, so now we gotta step back to the top and crouch and curl. Get low, push through your palms or your fingertips, draw your forehead towards your knees. 3, 2, and 1. Lift your gaze, lift your hips and forward fold. All the way out. All right, so that probably seems like a lot, and it is, but once you start flowing, these movements go together just like peanut butter and jelly. Inhale all the way up to the top. All right, so we're gonna take it through about 4 more times. Now we'll just start to move. I'll give you some new things every now and again to think about. Left hand or left wrist, pull from there. Inhale through center, exhale the other side. Back up to the middle, little standing, baby back bend, and then release. Exhalation takes you down to a forward fold. Half lift, gaze forward, good. Exhale, crouch and curl. Get low, squeeze all the breath out. When you're empty, lift your head again, step your left foot back on the exhale. One big breath to do something in your lunge. Exhale, the hands to the mat, takes you right back to downward facing dog. Drop to the knees and inhale, up you go. Hands can be behind you on the ground, remember. Camel. Release as exhale, child's pose. Hips to the heels, hands out in front. Right there, you're gonna cycle through one whole breath. Then you use that exhale to kind of push you out. Slide like a snake and inhale right up to cobra. 3 times. Exhale, relax. Now, if you want to start doing these without your hands or floating your feet or making this a little bit bigger, more like a locust, go right ahead. 2. When you get warmed up enough, you could even bend your knees, reach for your feet, maybe put a little bow in here. Dhanurasana, exhale, let it go. That's 3. In reverse, here we come. Press into the hands. Inhale up. Take it back to child's pose on the exhale. Roll up and stand on your knees. Deep breath in, go right into your back bend. Exhale, land on all 4s and tuck your toes. Big breath in, hips go up high. Downward facing dog, big breath out, left foot steps through. Make your lunge. 1 inhale. Anjaleyasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step and crouch to the top. Exhale down. Lift the gaze. Lift the hips and fold. We're going again. All the way to the top on your inhale. Good. Grab your left wrist, pull to the right. Push those hips out. Center. Keep the sides of your body nice and long on the way around. To the middle. Assisted or unassisted back bend here. And fold again. Hinge from the hips. Take it down. All the way to the ground. Half lift. Crouch and curl. Get low. Good, lift your gaze, and before you step back this time, take your hands to your heart, squeeze your inner thighs, knees, and ankle bones together, come into a little toe stand. We'll slow it down for 5, 4, bring your hips about an inch up off your heels. Use your quads, use your glutes. 3, 2, 1, hands down, left foot steps back. And now if you're ready for a little bit higher lunge, you can take that all the way up off the ground. We're starting to warm up. This is our 3rd time through. Maybe you still want to add in a little twisting element or anything else that's calling to you here. And then release. Hands to the mat. We go back to down dog. Exhale completely. Drop to your knees. Inhale. Roll up. Make your back bend. Exhale all your breath out. Heart center comes up. Breathe in. Take a seat. Exhale. Hands out in front. Now just kind of go right through your child's pose and slide on the same breath to your belly. 3 times lift. 1. Any belly back bending or strengthening that you want to do here. 2. Remember, you don't have to use your hands or your feet. Make it a little bit stronger. Really engage all the backside body muscles. And then relax completely. In reverse, here we go. Up and back to child's pose. Exhale. Up onto the knees. Make your back bend. Exhale, land on all 4s and tuck your toes. Down dog, hips up high, breathe in. Left foot steps through as you breathe out. Now maybe you're coming up for a little bit higher lunge. Adding in anything else that feels good to you this morning. Don't overthink it. Listen to your body. Hands to the mat. Crouch and curl. Step up, feet together, get low. Lift your gaze. Good. Find your toe stand. Good. Bring your shoulder blades back like there's a wall behind you. All right? And you're going to try to keep your back flat on that wall, then lift up a little bit. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Remember, behind and below the belly button, Ula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Bring those places to life. 2, 1. Hands down, hips up, forward fold. Again, to the top. Inhale. All the way up. Good. Take your left wrist, or this time now, maybe you're ready to take your left elbow and make that side stretch even deeper. And switch in the middle. Rearrange the arms, go the other side. Back through center. Any kind of back bending here. Followed by a forward fold. Lengthen. Crouch and curl, squeeze. Lift your gaze. Toe stand here, or if you're an arm balance person, you can sneak a little crow pose in here. You're gonna put your butt up nice and high, wrap your armpits around your kneecaps, elbows come right into your shins, build a little shelf, keep your gaze slightly forward, and encourage yourself to pick 1 or both feet up off the ground. Just an option, not a requirement, so do what feels good to you. 1 more breath, and then release. Left foot steps back when you're ready. Here comes your lunge. Inhale. Now you can still be down here, but if you are up off the ground, really reach back through that heel. Again, like there's a wall behind you, you're gonna try to get your left heel to touch that wall, and then let's add in. Sweep the arms back, lean the heart forward, hovering right over your right thigh. 2, and 1. Right hand, new pose. Reaching out for that front right corner of your mat, and let's make a half moon, why not? We are doing a moon salute after all. And come off your back foot. Try to open everything up to the left. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. All 5 of your left toes are pointing straight out the left side. 3. If you want a full moon here, bend your knee, reach back, see if you can find your foot behind you, and then start to kick. Completing that whole circle When we talk about circuits in the body of energy, they're called mudras, right? Just like you make a mudra with your fingers. In this particular posture, your whole body is a mudra. And release. Take a big step back. Come on up to that lunge one more time. Just inhale. Exhale. Now the hands down, right back to downward facing dog. Drop to the knees. Come on up to the knees. Even if you've been doing the variation with the hands behind you, try coming up onto your knees for this one. And just soften the frontal hip girdle, so the place between your frontal hip points and your low belly muscles, just kind of soften that a little bit so that you can get just a tad bit more push. You're going to keep your legs engaged here. And then release. As you come forward, belly on your thighs, reach your right hand back for your right heel. Send your left arm out in front of you and just let your forehead touch the ground for a moment. Now we're going to add in this little swinging piece that goes side to side. On the next breath in, inhale, keep holding that right heel, swing your whole body up and your left arm's going to come up and overhead. Look for your fingertips. Half camel, Ardha Ustrasana. Exhale, release. You swing through child's pose, you get really low to the ground, left hand grabs the left heel, right arm comes up. Good, back and forth a couple times. Exhale around the front. Inhale, push the hips up, stretch. 3, 2, inhale low. Exhale as you push the hips. Side to side, one more time around. Inhale, swing over to the right, push the hips up. One more around the front. And release, slow down, relax in child's pose, full cycle of breath in and out. Hands slide out in front, you slither behind. Out onto the belly, 3 back bends of your choice. 1, cobra, up dog, locust, bow. Lots of different things to think about. 2, one more time. And 1, reverse, up and back. Exhale, hips to the heels. Right hand reaches for the right heel, you start again. Left arm comes up and over. 3 times, side to side. There's 1. Long through your ribs. Push your hips forward. 2. One more time. Around, right side. Left side. Slow it down through the middle. Just pause there for a second. Come up onto the knees. Now full Ustrasana, as deep into that back bend as you can go. Don't hold back. Maybe you reach both hands for your heels. And then release. Takes you to your hands and knees. If you feel a little dizzy, you might just pause there for a second. Let that pass you by. Toes tuck, hips up high. Full breath in. Deep breath out. Gaze forward. Left foot steps through. High lunge. Come on up. If you really want to keep it right here, keep it right here. You can stay close to the ground. Hands are going to sweep back. Good. If you're off your back knee, really extend back through your right heel. Now, I forgot to mention on the first side, but if you don't want to make half moon here and you're down on this knee, you can always just set your left fingertips down and still open up on the right. That's not a problem. If you're going for half moon, reach a little further out to the left so you've got some room to come up and meet that pose. And then work on opening everything up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. If you'd like to make Purna Chandrasana, Purna is the word that means full. So go for a full moon. Bend the knee, capture the foot, Make that full circuit of energy and then send some breath around that circle that you're making with your body right now. 3, 2, 1. Release. Step all the way back if you need to. Close the hips back into the square position. Come on up to your lunge one more time. Hands hit the mat, and now this time you step forward. Remember, still going in reverse, get low. If you want to put a little arm balance in here, or you want to try taking that toe stand, once again, got some options. Release takes you to a forward fold. You're going to stay upside down. Put a bonus breath in right here. Okay, 5th and final round through. Here we come. Now we slowed that last one down so you could get the hang of it. This final one will just flow with the breath. Right on through. One more time. When you're ready, here we go. Up to the top, inhale. Good. Take your left wrist, elbow, whatever feels the best to you. Whew. Other way around. So lateral movement here, side to side. Then we get what's called axial extension, meaning we're going to go straight up through the crown of the head, lift, and then you get a little bit of flexion in the back bend. Take it forward, fold. Half lift and lengthen. On your exhale, crouch and curl. Next inhale, do whatever you want to do right here. And release. As you exhale, left foot goes back. High lunge, bring it up. I'm just going to call out the deeper versions. You know how to modify, so take those modifications when you need. Exhale, hands sweep back. Staying low, right hand comes forward, left side opens up. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. One big breath in. On the exhale, close the hips. Take your step back, inhale all the way back up to your lunge. One more time. Hands to the mat. As you exhale, we find downward facing dog. The bottom of that breath, knees hit the mat. Inhale all the way up, Ustrasana, camel stretch. On your exhale, sit the hips down. Left hand reaches out in front, right hand reaches back for the heel. Go 3 times, swing up. 1. 2. Work with your breath, not against it. One more. Maybe on that last one you can go all the way around the circle. Oh. And then release. And pause in your child's pose. Next inhale, take a look out. Slide to your belly. 3 back bends here. 1. Inhale. 2. Deep breathing. 1 more. And 3. Reverse it back to child's. Right hand reaches back to find that heel. Left arm always starting you out. Take it up and around. 1. 2. Soften up the front of the hips, push them forward toward the sound of my voice. 1 more time. If you want, you can go all the way around. Find a moment to grab your heels. Stay in that stretch for a breath. Back around to the front. Come on up to the knees. Camel for the final time. All 4s to tuck the toes. Up go your hips back to downward facing dog. Let's finish strong. Gaze up. Step through with your left foot. Inhale. Find the lunge. Exhale, the hands sweep back. Now you know these movements like the back of your hand by now, right? So just trust yourself. Half moon or open up to the right in some way. Full moon if you'd like. Release, step back, close the hips. You come up into the final expression of Anjaneyasana. There's your biggest lunge of the day. Hands come back down as you step forward. Keep it low, crouching curl, get in there. And lift your gaze. One more little trick here if you've got one. Something still in the bag that you haven't busted out yet. Toe stand. Arm balance. Whatever it is. Give it your all. And then release and meet me in a forward fold. And that'll do it on our moon salute practice today. Everything else we do is going to be down on the mat, just a couple stretches and a nice Shavasana, always important on a moon day. Cool your body down with your head below your heart here. Get some fresh blood to your brain, some fresh oxygenated blood moving through your body. Send some signals to your nervous system that we're going to slow down now. And that it's okay to let your guard down, relax. When you're ready, you can just come right down to a seat. If you'd really want to take a vinyasa today, you could vinyasa through a little salute there and then jump through to a seat, however you want to do it. The great thing about moon practice is that usually it's recommended that you don't do any chaturanga, so it's kind of a nice break. But again, everybody's body, reacts differently. I'm very affected by the moon. Full-blown lunatic, as they would say, right? The moon definitely has an effect on me, but some people really don't feel that. And if that's the case for you, no worries. It's not no right or wrong answer to that question, just different sensations for different people. All right, I'm just in an easy cross-legged pose here. I've got one shin in front of the other, and I'm just gonna come into a really soft forward fold. Letting the spine be round, allowing your head to drop. Make some space between your shoulder blades. Hollow out your belly. Feel again that everything's starting to relax and slow down. Come on up. Switch your lead leg. Put the other shin out front for a couple breaths. And then right back in. Notice if there's some differences in the sides of your body. For instance, I can tell that this side is much tighter for me. It's not as easy for me to relax here. And so I might have to make an adjustment, make a little modification by not dropping so deep into my forward fold here. And maybe everything feels good and balanced in your body today. Lucky you. Enjoy your stretch. more exhale. And then walk your hands back up. And just sit tall, roll the shoulders a few more times. And keep the sides of your neck long. Drop your right ear. I wish you guys could be in the studio with me today. It's so nice in here. The temperature is perfect, the lighting is perfect. Hopefully sooner than later, but just in case you forgot, you can always book a little private session, or if you've got a couple friends, I do groups up to 6 right now, so if you want to come do class at the studio with me any day, there's my little shameless plug. I'll work you in. I got nothing but open time on the schedule, so keep that in mind. All right, you went all the way around with your neck once or twice. And then we're gonna release and take it down onto our backs. So legs out in front. I'm gonna turn sideways, but you are welcome to just go right on down. Roll it easy, does it. Little core strength to help you. And then when you get onto your back, nice and flat, and bring your knees in, give them a squeeze. Gently rocking that side to side, just rolling across your low back, maybe pushing your knees around in some gentle circles here. Still trying to keep everything really fluid and soft. If you want to come up and give a little bit deeper squeeze, go right ahead. So there's really, like I said, no rules about what you can and can't do, but as a rule for my body on a moon day, I rarely go upside down. I don't like to do a lot of inversions at the end. If, however, it doesn't really bother you, or it sounds like getting upside down and doing plow or shoulder stand or any of those things would be a nice addition to your practice, go right ahead. I'm going to stay here and rock out Happy Baby for a little while. Ananda Balasana. It's a good Sanskrit word to know. Ananda. It means blissful. So it's better than happy, right? This is blissful. It should feel wonderful. And just a little trivia for you. Balasana. The second part of the word, bala, that we use to mean child's pose. It's really just a nickname for when you do the forward version of child's pose, right? We did it several times earlier. It's just a nickname for child's because kids make that shape with their body a lot, but the word bala itself does not mean child, it means strong. So when you find a child's pose, it's really a sign of strength, right? It's your way of saying, I'm gonna rest here for a moment and gather some strength and be a reasonable yogi. Listen to your body. So if you went upside down, you're going to keep doing your thing up there for a little while, for as long as you'd like. If you're happy baby, blissful babying with me here, we'll give it one more full breath or two, and then release and swing the knees together. Let's finish with a really soft spinal twist, and then we'll get into our resting pose. So the knees are going to fall across the body. You can pick which way you want to go. In an open style twist like this, where you're not compressing your internal organs, it really doesn't matter which way you go. If we were doing one leg at a time, then we'd probably want to go right side and left, but we're not really putting much compression, like I said, on the belly or the organs here, so either way is fine. Just a couple breaths on each side, switch. You can stay longer if you want to. It's the last thing we're gonna do before Shavasana, so And when you've got both sides finished and you feel happy and satisfied with your practice, if there is anything else you want to do, sneak it in here. If not, let it be okay to just get right into your favorite resting shape. There's lots of different ways to do Shavasana. You don't have to lie flat on your back if that's not comfortable. You can always curl up on your side, flip over on your belly, or make some different shapes with your legs. Find a comfortable place to rest your hands. Close your eyes, and let's just sigh our way into this Shavasana today. So great big inhale through your nose, and then let it out your mouth. Relax. So I'm going to encourage you to stay exactly where you're at. Please don't move a muscle. Just keep resting. Set some intentions for the rest of your day, for your week. Maybe just use this time to meditate on the things that you are happy and grateful for in your life. And then I'm going to finish with a chant for you today and just leave you in Shavasana. And I highly recommend stay for another 5-10 minutes if you can. I'm going to finish with a chant called Purnamada. And this is a perfect chant for especially the full moon, right? Because Purna, like we said earlier, means full. It means that something is whole, it is complete, that the cycle has completed itself. And from a yogic perspective, from an Ayurvedic perspective, you know, everything is constantly going in a cycle, right? And then there are these moments where just ever so briefly, there's perfection, or something is absolutely at its fullest potential, just for a moment, and then it starts over again, right? So that's what this chant is about, is being at your fullest potential, that you are complete, and from that sense of completeness comes completeness, right? From abundance comes abundance, this type of idea. It is just a peace chant. It is not connected to any particular idea or deity, other than just feeling the satisfaction of wholeness, oneness. So listen, enjoy, and then I'll let you continue resting. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace within us, peace among us. Have a wonderful Monday. I'll be at the park later tonight at 6:30 if you'd like to come do some more flowing and moving with your body. See you soon. Namaste.